All right, a quick video about why salsa dancing is like life. I just finished 4 hours of dancing. I take a class here at Steps Dance Studio in Toronto and near Yorkville, and it's been great. I just made a video about how to tell if someone's a master, like a tip, very subtle tip to see if the person you're with is an actual master from the real definition of mastery. Anyway, today I want to talk about how salsa dancing is life, essentially, because I've been doing this for a few months now. I went to Colombia, learned it there. I learned it in Montreal. Now I'm learning it in Toronto. I dance about 20 hours a week of classes, and I see so many little things in salsa and bachata and Latin dancing in general, which are like life. So let's start with leaders and followers. So what happens is you have leaders, which are traditionally men, and followers who are traditionally women. And essentially what you tend to see is that some men cannot lead, right? They're either nervous or they just don't lead. They follow, or they're better at following, but they are kind of like forced to lead, and you can tell. Others are very natural at leading, right? So those are people who, like, let's say you're doing a turn and you're gonna be forceful in that turn. Not forceful, you're gonna be very adamant, you're gonna be very obvious in what type of turn you want to do. Or if you're holding a girl like this and you do a little nudge on her back, you're gonna be very obvious in that. When I went to Colombia, it was better, because there this one of my instructors, Katrina, she was doing one-on-one, and she would be very, very particular about how much leading you need to do with the girl, how much obvious you need to make it in terms of where you're doing the turn, or where you're doing an angle, or when you're doing a move, or when you're doing whatever, right? So it's a very, very specific thing for stepping. Another thing is that some girls are natural leaders. So they step to the side where, you know, when the teacher says leaders on this side, followers on this side, a lot of the girls go to the leader side because they're naturally leaders. A lot of the girls, when you're trying to do some kind of move, they resist, right? They're like very stiff. Or you know, either they just suck at dancing, or they're just not naturally letting it happen. They're naturally not in the moment. They need to resist. They need to sort of hesitate. They need to control, right? So those, in life, this happens, right? So in life, you have natural leaders who make decisions, who take risks, who do very specific things that leaders do. Then there are followers who follow the leaders. They get led. They do things that are very much according to plan. They're not doing things out of the box or out of the ordinary. So these are very specific things about Latin dancing that relate to life, that are basically life. Let's keep going. One thing we get is, you know, in life how you have 8 to 5 workers, the 9 to 5ers. In Latin dancing, what happens is the teacher will teach you something, and the 9 to 5ers will do that exact thing. The people who are the entrepreneurs, the people who are the artists, the people who are the movers, the dancers, they will do something creative. They will move their hips more. They will do the mirror image of that dance move. So a lot of the times what I do is the teacher will do something, I'll do it just to make sure I know it, and then I'll do the mirror opposite. I'll do like the converse of it. And sometimes the girl's like, whoa, this is cool. You're doing like the other one. She's very impressed. Sometimes, you know, if the girl is not an alpha female, or, you know, she's maybe a follower type, like really beta girl, she'll like not want to learn the mirror. Like she'll resist doing the other thing because she's so scared to get out of her comfort zone, even though she's a follower. She's not really doing much in terms of directing it or controlling it or leading it. Okay, so that happens in salsa dancing too. Then we get things about creativity, right? So in life, things are very continuous. It's not binary. It's not something discrete or digital. Life is analog. It's free flowing. It's movement. It's just, you know, shit just happens in life. Things are random. So you'll get some people who advance very quickly and they do a lot of creative moves. They have a smile on their face when they fuck up. When they fail, they love it and they want to do it again, and they fail again and they want to do it again. And you'll get all of these really amazing dancers who are in their body, they understand their body, they understand the body consciousness, and they're also very creative in their moves. They'll do things you've never seen. They'll do things that they've never seen because they keep trying new stuff, right? These are the entrepreneurs, like I said, like the artists, the risk takers, the hedge fund managers, the people who quit their jobs and start over, the people who switch their careers, the people who do whatever the fuck they want to do. Then you have the 9-to-5er types, right? The people who are squared. They're going to do exactly what they're taught. And they're not going to be creative. They're going to be sort of like followers, right? So you get that type too. So sometimes what you get is you see a group of leaders and you have to differentiate. You have to kind of pick out the real leaders in that group, and Latin dancing will allow you to do that. Another thing in Latin dancing that's like life is practice makes permanent. Not practice makes perfect. This is something I learned from Kelly Starrett, the guy who taught me about mobility and about breathing and about not sitting. You know, right now I'm sitting in this position, right? Crisscross applesauce, which is way better than sitting on a chair with your hamstrings, being very, very tight and not being in a normal position when it comes to everyday life, everyday human movement, being like a human. So one thing Kelly Starrett says is that practice doesn't make perfect, practice makes permanent. So in Latin dancing, when we do certain moves, we do them, and the more we do them, the more permanent they become. So if you move your hips the wrong way, you're gonna keep learning the wrong way. And then maybe sometimes when you get to the advanced level, you're gonna learn it the right way, but then it might be too late, right? So today, I was learning like the right type of hip movement. I try to do that in every single class. And the teacher told me that when you get to an advanced level, you will do this thing called a figure 8 or this kind of like free flow, a hip movement forward and backwards and very nice flow. But then I told her that I want to learn it now, because if I learn it now, then I'll be able to not learn it the wrong way moving into the future. So now I'm learning that. So that's just like life. You do things, you fuck up, you have the wrong diet, or you have the wrong exercise routine, you keep doing the wrong thing over and over, then you get diabetes, and then you get heart disease, and then you get, I think he just likes my vibe, that's all. It's my energy. Dogs do that all the time. I'm kidding. There you go. It's that you want to, what's a better way of saying it? It's like if you continue to have the same bad habits, let's say, right? You keep watching porn for like 20 years, or you keep being addicted to sugar for a while, or you keep getting more and more obese, you keep smoking, you keep doing drugs, you keep drinking. At a certain level of your life, it's going to be really, really hard to unlearn all that stuff, right? And that's the same thing that happens in salsa or bachata, right? You do something a certain way, like I used to move my hips the wrong way. So now it's, hopefully, thank God I learned it quickly. Now I'm able to do it over and over and over the right way, and hopefully I'll be good, right? So these are some of the things, and there's a lot more things in salsa dancing that relate to life. I just wanted to convey a few of those to you. What do you think? Have you been doing certain activities and you thought, holy shit, this relates to life? Like, this thing I'm doing is life. If that's the case, post your comments below, let us know. What are those things? So we can also learn when we do those activities, we can be like, yeah, this is like life, man. I never thought of it like that. So please let us know. This is Farhan in Toronto at a park making this video. And thumbs up if you liked it. Go add yourself to the Facebook channel, Biggest Balls in the Game, Balls with a Z. 30-day challenge coming up. And a lot of good stuff, a lot of exclusive content that's only for that Facebook group and nowhere else, not on YouTube, nowhere on the internet, nowhere, anywhere. So add yourself to the group, and subscribe to the channel so you get notifications on future videos. Share this with your friends, share it with everyone so everyone can get benefit. And this is Farhan. See you next time. Spread the love.